Welcome to the Arsenal show. We are live, and it's a 2-0 victory for Arsenal against Newcastle. Bukayo Saka with the first goal. A lovely team effort. Great link-up play by Tavares, Lokonga, and Saka. 16 passes involved in that one goal. And then Martinelli, I think it was 90 seconds or something like that after he came on. He slots in, he taps in a lovely goal past Dubravka on the volley. Great ball by Tomiyasu after what some would say was a pretty averagely poor first half. 2-0 victory. Well done, Arsenal. And I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Steve K and Jerome Marks. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, good.
And how you doing, Jerome?
Yeah, fine. All fine, thanks.
All right, good. So, Steve, what's your thoughts after the game?
Yeah, pretty much what you said. Very pleased. 2-0 win, clean sheet. Very happy. Nice to see Joe Cole get another total match analysis and score prediction wrong like he does every week.
Well, what did he say?
I know it's not past the certain hour, but I know the guy talks a load of old arseholes every single week I listen to him. I don't think I play football. I think maybe I should be in the wrong sport. Maybe I should be watching snooker every week, and maybe this guy knows more than me, but then he gets it wrong all the time, and then I think no, I'm not in the wrong sport.
Well, what was he saying? What was he saying? What was his faults?
His first fault was that he was Newcastle were going to win the game. And then he said that it might be a draw and that Newcastle would cause the defence problems because Arsenal's defence can be got at. If he was in the room, I don't know what I would have done, but he obviously is lucky he was in the television. So I couldn't be more pleased than the way we performed, and to have a nice smile after the game and think you asked it up again, you twat.
All right. Jerome, what's your feelings after the game?
Relieved, especially after the first half.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of energy and tempo to the first, apart from maybe the last few minutes of the half. But other than that, it was a bit of a nothing first half. But the young guns sort of saved us again, didn't they? And both fullbacks played a massive part in both goals as well, and especially Tavares, who he put in a quality performance. I thought after last week, he was superb, and Tomiyasu's ball for Martinelli's goal was quality as well. That won't get spoken about enough, but that ball was brilliant.
It was a quality ball. He saw the space and. Yeah, he saw Martinelli in the space. He just put it through first time. Lovely goal. Lovely ball. Steve, first half. What was you thinking after that? Why do you think they came out so slow? It was some would say it was dismal.
Yeah, probably maybe a little bit of the, something to do with the defeat last week. Maybe they just felt they needed to get their batteries going again. I thought Newcastle started well. It was the first time that they was playing with, Al sort of in front of them, and you could see that they was pressing high, they was getting stuck in. They wasn't giving Arsenal a lot of time on the ball, and you have to give it's okay saying that Arsenal didn't do well in that first half, but you do at the same time you have to give Newcastle a lot of credit because I thought they come out and I thought they stopped us from playing. And it was only in the second half that our quality told. Then it started to happen towards the end of the first, but in the end it just our quality just paid off.
It did. It certainly did. We're going to get into the player ratings now. Okay, so who got joining us so far? You're not in there. You're going crazy, mate. You're like 2-0 victory. We're there. We win. But you're like a pantomime villain. Johnny, pleased with the win, but thought we looked very lackluster. What, the whole game or just in the first half? Okay, let's get to the power ratings and break it down a little bit more. First of all, Steve, Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah, another good game, didn't he? Another clean sheet, solid at the back. I really noticed his handling especially with Arsenal keepers in the past, where you're so used to either our keepers punching the ball away or, making a save out of something that they don't really have to. Again, he was good today. He made one fantastic save off of Shelvey. And I think he also made another one off Shelvey as well. But he had a good performance again. 7 for me.
All right, Jerome, what are you giving Aaron Ramsdale?
I'll probably give him a 6, only because he didn't have a lot to do apart from a couple of saves. Other than that, he was thankfully he wasn't really in the game much. But yeah, that save from Shelvey and then another one straight after. But yeah, that first one was quality. Yeah, he didn't. He was hardly involved at all, was he? So I'll go for a 6.
Yeah, I'm putting that down to it's Christmas, and I'm going to call you Scrooge on that one, mate. 6.
You don't want your goalie having good
clean sheet,
great games against
clean sheet
of the league.
Clean sheet. Great save. I'd be fuming if I was Ramsdale was listening to this. I'd be like, Jerome Marks, stingy, absolute stingy. It's usually Steve that comes in with the harsh results, with the harsh ratings.
Is it?
Yeah. You and Nathan, mate. You and Nathan are brutal.
Yeah, there might be a couple in a minute. I'll be more than brutal. Don't worry about that.
Oh, don't worry. I thought the next door neighbours were going to call the police when Aubameyang missed that sitter.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I don't know what you're talking about. How do you know
the vein in my neck was like this wire. It was like doosh. Tomiyasu. We start with you on this one, Jerome. Tomiyasu. Since you pointed out his assist.
Yeah, very, very good. I'm reluctant to go too high on these marks because I don't think overall we were that great.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe a 7 for Tomiyasu. Very, very good. I know Steve was maybe worried that St. Maximin, I think he played on the other side, that might cause him a few problems, but he was very comfortable, Tomiyasu, so maybe a 7.
All right. Steve, what are you giving Tomiyasu?
Well, first of all, I made my mind up on my marks before I came on the show, just to let everybody know. So I'm not going to change my mind. So even if Jerome I might be thinking, yeah, he's got a point there. I'm still going to stick with what I was going to, my thoughts before. I'm giving Tomiyasu a 9.
Whoa. Okay. What's your reasoning for that?
He didn't do nothing. He didn't put a foot wrong. ASM didn't hardly have a look in. I thought he defended fantastically. Going forward, he was a constant threat. He had a couple of shots that was causing the goalkeeper's problems. And he made a fantastic ball and an assist for a goal. And when I put all that together, and I thought, now, what does he deserve for that? I thought, well, it's got to be a 9. It's got to be a 9. And all across the park, I just thought defending he was good, going forward he was good, tackling was good. Yeah, it may be too high. Jerome might be right. It may be too high, but it was, it was the score that I was going to come here and give him. So, yeah, 9 for me. I thought he was that good.
All right, so let us know what you let us know what you think of the marks here so far. People, give us your marks as well. Johnny, you've gone in all out. Got all of them in. Bosh. Don't worry, we'll get to that ABBA one in a minute, mate. Don't worry, you can join in on that one with us live. What's this one? All right, I'll come back to you in a minute. All right, so Tomiyasu gets a 9 from Stephen, a 7 from Jerome. I thought Tomiyasu was very good today. I thought going forward he was better than he has been in previous weeks. I felt that he was very good going forward in the first 2 games for Arsenal. Then he sort of held back a bit. But yeah, today I thought he was much more attacking today when he could. I thought he was good. Nuno Tavares. keeping Kieron Tierney out of the team. Great link-up play for the goal. We're going to go with you, Steve, first. Tavares.
Well, if it wasn't the fact that he shouldn't be taking shooting lessons off of Thomas Partey, right? I'm going to go a 9. I'm going a 9 again. I thought our left and right back today were the best 2 players on the pitch, bar none. They were defending. Tavares was getting back, the pace, the strength. Tavares going forward, incredible assist for the goal. He's a beast. He is a beast, and he's powerful, and he's got the skills, and he's got so much in his locker. Kieron Tierney, you're not getting back in, pal. You're not getting back. And you know what? I love it because I think we've got such this incredible footballer in Kieron Tierney.
Yeah,
just waiting in the wings. But this guy, I remember the very first time I'm seeing, and I remember coming on this channel. I remember saying, "I tell you what, this kid could be won't be our understudy. He'll be our first number 1."
Mm-hmm.
And I think he is. I think he's got there, and I thought he was fantastic today. I just thought he caused Newcastle all kinds of problems, and when he come up against their forwards, he stood up to him, and again that when he was running back for the goal, and he was he pushing him off the ball, he saved Ben White and Gabriel there as well. So yeah, I'm probably going a bit over the top, but yeah, I'm in that mood today. 9.
All right, Jerome, what are you giving?
I think I'm going to agree with Steve. I think I'm going to go. It's either an 8 or a 9. There's no other number to give him. No other numbers to give him. He was excellent. I think Tierney's a very good threat going forward. But the difference with Tierney is Tavares' dribbling. I think is better than. He's more of a threat than Tierney. Tierney will run into space, whereas Tavares can dribble with the ball at speed, and he's just. I think like we said last time, he does it the whole game. He doesn't get tired after like 70 minutes. Nice assist for the goal. But St. Maximin played on his side, didn't he? Really, and he got no change out of him at all.
Yeah,
but he takes some shots on. Fair enough, but no, yeah, 8 or 9 all day long.
All right, cool. They've got agreement there with a 9 for Tavares. All right, a 9 for Jerome. Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. I thought he was steady today. I thought that the centre backs were just weren't cause too much problems. When they was up against it, they held them off pretty well. They come unstuck a couple of times, but as far as the centre backs go, I'd say it was probably just a solid performance from them today. And Gabriel, I'm sort of now going down a bit. I'm going to give him a 6, but that's not because of really, but he did his jobs. He wasn't under a lot of pressure, and it's a bit different from a goalkeeper. When you're a centre half, sometimes you're there and you have to just go through games and come off and think, well, I just didn't have much to do today, did I? But yeah, give him a 6.
All right, Gabriel gets a 6. Jerome, we getting Gabriel?
Yeah, I'll give Gabriel a 6 as well. I thought he got dragged into a bit of not a battle with Wilson, but he was getting really tight to him on a few occasions, wasn't he? And probably not the best game he's had recently, but he was still pretty good. But I thought on a couple of occasions he got a bit too close for Wilson and got not dragged into a fight with him, but there's like a bit of a battle between the two of them, wasn't there?
For us. Ben White. I didn't even. I think I remember Ben White playing a couple of balls out, and other than that, I don't even remember. Don't even remember his name being heard.
No.
Steve, go first.
Yeah, pretty much that again, but similar to Gabriel, they both had similar games, and where they put in a tackle when needed. I think one was up against Joe Lint, and to be fair, he in the first half he was causing a few problems. So
I mean, he's a body.
He's a body, yeah, and it was like battle.
It's a person there.
It was. They had a little battle going between the four of them, between like Joe Linton, Wilson, Gabriel, and White. Yeah. And they probably all deserve around about the same marks. So for the four of them, if we was doing Newcastle, but White did all right. Again, he put in a couple of good tackles as well. So, but yeah, I'll give him the same as Gabriel, 6.
All right, cool. Yeah, to jump the gun, and I was right. Jerome, what are you giving Ben White?
He was good. I'll give him a 6. I think what I noticed today about him is he's calm on the ball anyway, but he was a little bit too calm, and like there was like zero urgency in his play, was there? When he had the ball at the back, when David Luiz used to play for us, and he got the ball and he would just take forever to sort of distribute it. He would take a long time. That's what Ben White seems to do today. But maybe that's the way he plays. He just feels so comfortable, doesn't he? Like he never gets flustered. But yeah, I'd make maybe a 6.
All right, so 6 for Ben White. Sambi Lokonga, Jerome.
I think probably one of his better games, Lokonga. I won't go as high as an 8, but probably a 7. I thought he done pretty well today, Lokonga. He saw plenty of the ball. Moved around the pitch pretty well in terms of taking up different positions. He was probably maybe even the more dominant midfielder over Partey. No real sort of glaring errors. So yeah, decent game from him, 7.
All right, the Lokonga gets a 7 from Jerome. Steve, what are you giving Lokonga?
Yeah, I thought he was excellent today. Again, I was similar with Jerome. I was on the 7 or an 8. Because of the mood, I mean, the tree's gone up. like the tree. See the tree, everybody?
Yes.
Ebenezer over here down the bottom, dishing out the 7s.
Because the tree
gives a like for the tree. Up top.
I want a like for the tree. Come on. Ain't enough likes.
Come on, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, as Steve's saying.
But no, I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was. I agree with Jerome. I thought he was by quite a way the better midfielder today. And what I noticed from Lokonga today as well was that he was dropping in when Tavares was going forward. Of which Tavares did really a lot today, as we know. Lokonga had that disciplined mind to start dropping in. And I noticed it 2 and 3 occasions, and I thought that made me give him an extra mark just for that. But he made a fantastic ball in the first half, didn't he?
For Saka.
Yeah.
Oh, what a ball.
What a quality ball. Yeah. And he stays in the side for me because he's making that, space his own there. And like Jerome said, he was the better of the 2 today by quite a distance. And I've got to give him an 8.
All right. Yeah. Lokonga gets an 8. I think I don't know. I think I'm with Jerome, but I know where Steve's coming from. So it's a high 7, but I high 7s don't exist for me. So I'd have to give him a 7. Thomas Partey.
That's right, Stan, I'm with you.
Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey. It's like the octopus and the squid. Thomas Partey. Steve.
Nah. I just think I want more out of him. Is that unfair for me to want more from Thomas Partey? He gave balls away again today. His passing was awful again. 3 or 4 times you give the ball away. I just feel he can use his strength more. I want him to use his strength more. I mean, we said a little while ago about Thomas Partey that he's the big man, and he don't. Sometimes I think he does need protecting. I'm looking at the when he plays sometimes, and I want him to really get in it, but he never seems to. He never seems to really force himself. He never used to use that strength, that height, that weight that he's got, that power he's got. I haven't seen it yet. And Lokonga today was the better player. He was doing that type of thing more than what Thomas Partey was. And we keep talking about who's going to play next to Thomas Partey, but at the moment it could be who's going to play with Sammy Lokonga the way things are going at the minute. Because I'll say, I mean, I haven't seen anything from Partey to say he's better than Xhaka at the minute since he's come to Arsenal. Since he's came there, I don't mean as players and what they've got in their lockers. I know who's got what in whose lockers and who's capable, but he hasn't. Not for Arsenal, not for me. So yeah, I'm giving him a 5 today.
Oh, a 5.
Mate, I think that might be a bit because I want more, and I know what I've always said to you. How many times on this show have I said I seem to more to have a go at players to the ones who I know can do more. I've said it a few times. The ones that have got more in their locker and they're not. I don't see it. They're the ones I get more upset with. So
I understand that. I hear that.
Yeah.
All right. So Jerome, what are you giving Thomas Partey?
I'll give him a 6. I totally hear what Steve's saying. You just the expectations for Partey are so high, and he's not really living up to those expectations. He was fine today; like he had no problems with him today. But you just expect maybe the expectations are too high.
Maybe, yeah.
But he was he was fine. Like you wouldn't say he played poorly. He was okay. But he came with a reputation, and it's not the same player that was playing at Madrid for me. It's a bit of a shame, really. But yeah, maybe a 6 today.
All right. Emil Smith Rowe. We'll start with Jerome on Emil Smith Rowe. First
off, I thought he was very super quiet. So he hardly got involved. He just seemed to be playing it simple. Second half, he livened up a little bit. I'll maybe give him a 6 today. Honestly, it wasn't one of his better performances. I didn't think from how he can play.
Yeah.
I thought I know obviously Saka got injured, so he got taken off. But I thought he might have brought on Martinelli for Smith Rowe earlier on, just because he wasn't really having, definitely the first half, like any impact really on the game.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But he done okay. He got more involved as the game went on. But yeah, I think a 6.
Yeah, I think there was a few players today. The game kind of passed them by a little bit. Some because there just wasn't really any sort of challenge to them. There was no real pressure. Yeah. Some they just didn't really have a big impact on the game at all. I think Smith Rowe, Partey, and then the others who didn't really have too much of a challenge were probably Ben White and Gabriel. So yeah, so it does seem like that game going off that game, Lokonga is in it because he's dropping off, covering what's his name, Tavares, and he's just about more. But in the middle, it just weren't happening. Bukayo Saka, second half, that little 10-minute spell, no one could touch him. Steve.
Yeah, I agree with Jerome on a 6 though, with Smith Rowe, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
No, exactly the same. Echo everything he says. I agree with everything. Both
yeah. Anything more 6. To add on the Smith Rowe, Steve?
No, mate. No.
All right, sweet. Yeah, no, it's as it was because I got involved myself there, and I usually only get involved after everyone else has spoken. Saka, Steve.
Saka. Yeah, he was good today, weren't he? I didn't think he was man of the match. Another Steve McManaman said.
But I think they just got excited at the fact that he was involved so much involved in that little space of time, which sparked it off for Arsenal. It's not really fair to dismiss the likes of what the impact that Tavares had and the Conga, especially Tavares, throughout the whole game. Like he was buzzing in the first half, one of the only players. In the second half, he was still buzzing. His engine's ridiculous. So,
I know he played well today, Saka. He's never under a 7, is he? I mean, he causes problems. He's a danger. Let's hope that the injuries picked up is not a serious one, and he's fit for the United game. But yeah, I mean, lovely. Beautiful goal he scored. Lovely finish from the little through ball from Tavares, who you would have thought Emil Smith-Rowe done that ball, by the way the commentators were going on. And I kept saying, and it was only about 5 minutes later, someone said about Tavares was the one that actually played the ball for. I thought, oh, well, thanks. I'm glad you mentioned it now.
The thing is, the 3 players that were involved in that main bit at the end were Tavares, Lokonga and Saka, weren't they?
Smith-Rowe, they keep going on about Smith-Rowe. Why do they keep going on about Smith-Rowe for? It's like
I feel like I had to watch that go again.
Yeah, no, I think we all will. I think I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, he was dangerous today, and he's got such quick feet, and defenses must be scared to death of him when he's running at them. And I don't know what this kid could be. I mean, this kid could be anything. I mean, I'll give it another 2, 3, 4 years time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, I'm glad we've tied him up on a long one. But but I didn't think he was as good as Lokonga today. I didn't think he was as good as Tavares or Tomiyasu, because they were a bit special today for me. So yeah, I'm going to give Saka a 7, pretty high 7s, but I'm going to give him a 7.
All right. Saka gets a 7 from Steve. Jerome, what do you give me, Saka?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. They were, when he seemed to get the ball a lot in the first half, they were doubling up on him, weren't they? He always had 2 men on him, and then when the second half came along, yeah, you're right. He had this 10-minute spell where he cut inside from the right, had that shot when he cut in between 2 players.
Yeah, that little it looked like he floated, dragged the ball with the outside of his foot, floated in between, see you later.
You know what? If done brilliantly for that. But and I know he scored a very good goal, but definitely a part of his game where he needs to improve, I think, is his finishing. I think if that's Pepe in that position, that goes in the far corner, I think. But probably a 7. And just waiting to hear how bad this injury is. Hopefully it's nothing too terrible.
One thing I was looking at was the fact that he was still sitting on the bench. He didn't go down the tunnel, didn't go and sort of no ice on him or anything like that. He was just sitting on the bench. So I'm probably reading into something that's nothing. But if he was that badly injured, surely he'd go and have that checked out. If it was a knock or anything, surely he'd have that iced up. But maybe it was just a precaution. Maybe it felt sore. And then if you think of the players that we have to bring on in those attacking forward positions, you've got Martinelli who came on, you've got Pepe who came on. So at that time, I was thinking, just look, get him off, bring on. I thought bring on Pepe, but he brought on Martinelli, and we'll get onto that in a bit. Martin Odegaard. Start with you, Steve.
I thought he started quite well. I thought he was better than Smith-Rowe in the first half. I thought he looked like the one who was more dangerous. He was trying to play balls through to the channels. A couple of times he got balls through to the channels. But then he sort of died off out the game. And whether that was because there was a lot of the times the balls were going down the flanks, and maybe that's the point. Maybe that's why we did. Odegaard and Smith-Rowe wasn't at their best today, because a lot of our attacks and a lot of our stuff was going down Tomiyasu's and Tavares' flanks, and hence why with the scores that we've given them and the games that they've had and the fact that they made the goals. So maybe there was something there, and that was the tactics for today. But yeah, he was pretty quiet, but he didn't do bad. Yeah, not a dropping sort of bad game. I'll play him again next week, that's for sure.
But I think he needs to. I think he needs to not. I think as a player, you need to feel that you might have one of them games and you're not going to get dropped. So you're not all tense, you're relaxed. Otherwise, if you're tense thinking, I'm going to get dropped, or I think, like you're saying, he needs to play the next game.
Yeah, I don't think he had a bad game today anyway. So it's not like, you had a bad, on any other occasion, Martin, you could have been like out of the team next week. You weren't one of them anyway. You weren't one of them at all. But I'll give him a 6, same as Smith Rowe.
Yeah, I think they summed it up. Some poor touches early on. Some touches where I thought they just bounced off of him. And I thought, maybe that's down to the fact that he hasn't been playing this match sharpness. He's not been consistently starting games. So that was a bit... You feel frustrated for him, not frustrated at him. It's frustrated for him.
He's always busy, though, isn't he? He's always busy, isn't he?
And as Glenn 10 says here, he grew into the game. So, yeah. So what did you give him, a 6?
Yeah.
Jerome, what did you give Odegaard?
Yeah, I'd agree with Stephen with a 6. I'm going to say it. What doesn't help him is that he needs to play with strikers that aren't finished.
I'm using that.
Yeah,
I'm using that. I'm quoting you on that one, Jerome. He needs to play with strikers that aren't finished.
I think. Look, he's a very good player, Odegaard, but in terms of he needs the type of striker Aubameyang is you're not going to get any really link play between them two. The only thing you'll do is Odegaard might slide a through ball to Aubameyang every so often.
One-dimensional.
That's like the only sort of move.
That's
like the only sort of move that those two can put together.
Yeah.
And so he's floating around Odegaard, and the striker with him. Although on sort of paper you'd think they'd be a good sort of match, really, they'd complement each other, but in reality they don't. And it's and I don't think we're going to see the best of Odegaard until we bring a new striker in. That might sound harsh, but I don't think we're going to see much different while he's playing with the strikers that are currently at the club.
Yeah, I think
a creator and a flair player is only as good as their strikers at the end of the day, aren't they? I think. Yeah,
I think Odegaard needs. If Odegaard had a Van Persie around him, he'd be coming in with 15 assists and 10 goals because you've got that creativity in that striker as well. But Aubameyang's not that. That's why Aubameyang flourished when he had an Ozil around him, because Ozil will find him in pockets. He will get in different areas and in and around the area as well. So what Odegaard could do with doing is being a bit more attacking and get into those final thirds and cut the ball back sometimes, or get into the area and look for the intricate 1-2s. But yeah, I know what Jerome's saying, and I think I agree. I wouldn't have put it like that, but I think it's frustration. I think it's like when I'm online and I'm having debates with people who are turning around and claiming that Arteta has ruined Aubameyang because of Arteta ball. Like, you can't argue. Sorry, we've just completely missed Odegaard. Yes, Odegaard, boom, it's got 6. Now, this is who we're talking about. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the captain. Yeah? You cannot account for any style of football you're playing, for the misses that Aubameyang is missing recently. The ones against Watford, and the one today. You've got to put them away. There's no excuse. There is no excuse for missing them shots. You can't look at the manager. You can't look at the coaching staff. He's a seasoned professional. He has to put them away. Don't talk to me about the manager when the striker can't put can't put the ball in the back of the net from 3 or 4 yards repeatedly. It's not a one-off. He stank out the place last season, and he's doing the same again this season. Like, we can say you can talk about the manager all you want, but when he's getting in front of goal and he's missing shots like this, that's a problem. I think Steve said it a week ago or sometime recently. Drop him. Bring in Lacazette. It's not fair on Lacazette to be seeing this striker missing those chances and you sit on the bench. Drop him. Like, see how hungry he was last season when he turned up late for a game and he was sitting on the bench and he come on for the last 5 minutes rushing around. Like, well, he needs that hunger again. Because at the moment, he is absolutely awful. Dreadful. Non-existent, and then misses a sitter. Stinking it out. All right, who's first? Let's start with Jerome, seeing as he had to...
Thank God for that.
Jerome, Aubameyang, what you saying on Aubameyang's performance today?
I don't want to go... I know it might be too late for that, but I don't want to go too harsh on him.
Go harsh. Go on. You're on a roll today, Jerome.
Maybe a 4. Look, I don't want to... Aubameyang has been he's had a brilliant career as a footballer. Brilliant, scored tons of goals. But like anyone, age, I think, has caught up with him. And it's just a simple fact to life, I think. And he's not the player that he was a few seasons ago. And it's going to happen to every single player. And the trouble is that we're not admitting it. We think that he's that age doesn't sort of affect Aubameyang, but it does. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's the worst combination. Not really getting involved. Fair enough. If you score that goal, that shot he had, then okay, not great. Like performance not great, but at least you've scored. To play poorly and then miss your chance, like it's the worst of both worlds. And I'll tell you what I hope with Aubameyang is that come the start of next season, we've got a new striker, because otherwise I think we're going to face very similar problems to what we're in terms of chance creation. It's not just on the midfield to create chances. You need the centre forward to either by his movement, by a bit of cleverness to help create. It's not. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just not just Odegaard. If Odegaard doesn't create, then what? We're not going to create any chances. It's not as simple as that. Yeah. And it's a shame because we're sort of stuck. I think we'll be stuck with it until at least the end of this season. I just hope at the beginning of next season there's a change there, because I think that'll affect the whole team. It'll make Saka, Smith Rowe, all these other players will perform better, because I don't think Aubameyang brings anything to their game at all.
Steve, you gave him 4, didn't you? You gave him 4? Yeah. Steve, Aubameyang?
Well, you're going to take this as a joke, but this is a genuinely serious statement, right? Joe Linton was better than him today. No, he was.
He probably was.
No, he was. 100% he was better than him today. 100% he was better than him today. Can't argue with that. So that tells you where Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is at this moment in time. His confidence is shot. His pace has gone. Whether it's because he's not the man to rely on anymore and he has to be that man to rely on. And the last couple of seasons, Arsenal had poor sides, and now all of a sudden, we're not. And he needs to be that, similar to a Pogba, one of these type of players who, if they're not looked upon as the person, then they can't perform or they're not bothered. And that's how he look. And that's so sad for me, because I've admired that so much. He's the centre forward that I love the most. One of them ones with pace and power, and it's just gone. And you think to yourself, well, now why is it gone? Is it because we've got no players who can find him and put him through? Well, that's totally, that's an argument that he can't bring up, because we've never had as many flair, creative players for the last 3-4 seasons. So it's obviously him. He can't put the blame on anything else. And I just think, like Jerome said, he's gone in. He's turned into Akabafenwa, overnight. But no, I'm serious. But he has, because he's not even there, is he? He doesn't exist. They tried to make a thing where I think it was Odegaard played the ball for him, and they said on the commentary that Odegaard had played it too far in front of Pierre-Emerick. He would have caught that, Aubameyang, 2 seasons ago. He would have caught that. That was nothing to do with Odegaard's ball. And I think now, I think he's got to be pulled out.
Yeah.
You said last week about Eddie Nketiah, and I was a little bit, I don't know if I agree with that type of thing. But I really think now, I think you've probably got a shout. I think you've got a point. Either you bring Eddie Nketiah in, or I think obviously the main probably thing there, thinking about it, is that you bring Martinelli in to replace him next week, because he just does not look like scoring a goal, and
he doesn't.
And when you centre forward doesn't look like scoring a goal, and it's looked like that for quite a long period now, then I think he's got to be pulled out. And yeah, I would start Martinelli next week now.
There's a few games where he's looked hungry, or he's led the line well, and he's chased and harried down players, and that I like that. And it probably masked the fact that he wasn't scoring or wasn't likely to score. But then when he's getting in front of goals, he does not look like a killer in front of goal. No.
Does he need someone with him, Kieron? Does he need another striker with him? Because you just said, like, of late he's looked really well, and he's played well, and he's looked, he scored an odd goal, and he's worked hard. That's been when Lacazette's been in. Now all of a sudden, the last few games where he's come out, we're sort of saying, "Oh, now you look worse again. You look terrible."
Yeah, but I would have said, like, was he playing well? Did he have that game when his link-up play was better with Lacazette there? But I think Lacazette as a number 10, it just got too far. He was too deep.
No, you couldn't have it.
It was too deep. Like when he played in that first number 10, it was like he was playing like a hybrid of a striker and a 10. When in the second game he played as a 10, he was too deep, far too deep. I don't know. Look. We can talk about this and that and who should play with him, but what we can't look past is the misses that he's missing. That's the thing. Like, we can say that if he had a Lacazette up there, he might have more chances and he may be better. He may well be. He may well do. But we've all seen that miss today. We all saw the miss the other day. Like, they're so bad. Like, they're in front of goal. A striker of his caliber that we're talking about should not have 3 or 4 chances in the game to score 1. A striker of his caliber, we talk about world-class forwards, you get in that position, it's like, oh, he's scoring. Oh, you've let him through. If a better caliber of striker was in goal, he scores that. Aubameyang's meant to be that striker. Like, we're lucky to have him because we've been 8th for the last 2 seasons. But it's not the case. So, yeah. Gabriel Martinelli, absolutely sublime finish today. Jerome.
Yeah, it's really hard to give scores for subs, but you come on and you score that type of goal with your second touch, and there's so much to like about that goal, isn't there, for Martinelli?
Yeah. In fact, it was him.
Not a lot of players can score that type of goal. Cause when you volley a ball like that, when it comes over your shoulder, that ball can go anywhere. You can easily mishit it, come off sort of different part of your foot, but he's caught it absolutely perfectly. He probably, maybe in the back of his head, thinks he's going to get clattered as well by the keeper. And also the speed of him to get onto it as well. Brilliant. And also, to be fair, like, playing on the right, that's not really a position he's played a lot. Normally he plays from the left, isn't he? And yeah, he's made a very good case to start the next game, perhaps. Yeah, as I said, hard to give scores because they're not on the pitch for that long. But yeah, maybe a 7.
All right, Martinelli gets a 7 from Jerome. Steve?
Yeah, 7. Yeah, I agree. I'd give him a 7. What we see today was the Martinelli we see when he first came into the team, wasn't it? That's the Martinelli. We just need consistency off him, But the only way he's going to get consistency is to play him. And so Arteta's now got the problem of, well, he either pulls Aubameyang out and plays Martinelli. But personally, I think you should play Martinelli because I think he'll give Luke Shaw absolute nightmares on Thursday if he plays against him.
Yeah, it'd be something different. I think. Go on.
He's put on a bit of timber now. Shaw, he's not the player he was. I think Martinelli would rip him to pieces. Seriously, rip him to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Aubameyang. He's struggling with everybody at the minute. So I'd pull him out for the Man United game. I'd put Martinelli in. Hopefully Saka's fit. And he's okay. So he looks okay. But yeah, if you come on, you can only be sitting in the dressing room after today's game and be buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you've got especially young players of like Martinelli's quality, who've scored a goal like that, who's buzzing, play him. You just want to keep playing him there. Play him again. Play him in it. I think he's a no-brainer. I think Arteta's already written him in for next week. I'll be absolutely shocked if he's not playing, because you don't want him to score that goal, and if you can't get in with Aubameyang on the form he is at the moment, then when is he going to get in?
Mm-hmm. So
play him, and let's see that Martinelli who we was all so excited about at the beginning when we first see him play, because when he's on it, he's on it. I'll give him 7. Yeah.
All right. Steve gives him a 7. Jerome, what are you giving Gabriel Martinelli?
Yeah, 7 as well.
All right. Jerome gives Martinelli a 7. El Nene. Went on for long.
Nah.
Dying to pass the ball backwards at every opportunity.
Yeah.
I think that's all he's brought on to do that, because he's. I tell you what, I don't often see him give the ball away, but he don't do that else.
No, he don't.
He just comes in.
Bad shot on him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very disciplined, but he don't do. That's what he is. He's someone who.
I think the don't do much. There ain't much, but yeah.
Yeah. Arteta goes, look, go on there.
Yeah.
And just don't let him score, and he just goes in and sits in that hole.
I think that's what's good about Arteta with El Nene. He knows his capabilities. He never asks him for any more.
Yeah,
like,
I like him. I can't help but not like him.
I mean, he never moans. He's happy to be in the team. He's happy to be in the squad, and he's happy to come on for the last 10 minutes and just.
He's still buzzing.
Keep a lead or whatever. Jerome, El Nene?
5. Yeah, sounds about right. Lovely. If you want someone to pass the ball back to your right back or your centre back, he's the man. He's the man.
He is. He's got that turn. It's like telepathic. It's like bang,
he's mastered it.
Turn.
He's mastered the backward pass.
He's like Zoolander. He turns right. Only turns right. Gets it onto that. There we go, and then pass it back. El Nene. Gotta love him. Who else came on?
I think that was it. Was that it? Was it just the 2 subs?
Just the 2
Lacazette
subs?
come on.
Oh, Lacazette. Yeah, Lacazette. Of course. Yeah, Lacazette.
Steve Lacazette.
Yeah, he was all right. He looks a bit lively up there. But, 10 minutes, what can you do? 5, can't give him no more than that.
Jerome, 5?
Yeah, I'll go with 5. He had that shot when he hit the side netting with his left foot. I think he
I remember. High five.
Yeah.
High five for the side net.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a nice move as well, and it could have, because it was a nice run from Martinelli, reminiscent of the Chelsea run. And
Yeah, that's it.
He dropped it off to Lacazette, and Lacazette took it past the defender, and could have gone across goal.
Did you have any expectation when he passed the ball to Lacazette? Did you think this is going to be a goal here? Because I didn't.
Nah, not really.
Do you know what he did? You know what he did? When he shot and it hit the side net, it was all like he was happy to have hit the side net. Like, because when he shot, it was a decent strike and it hit the side net, and he sort of done one of them little jumps like up in the air, just to say. And then when he come down off the jump, he had a big like Lacazette grin off his face, and he was happy with that.
He can't be happy with that. He's not there. He can't be happy with that. Can't be happy with that. Got to go across goal. What's Glenn saying? Second touch, the composure, to lob the keeper at that range is crazy. Yeah, 100%. 10. Glenn 10 is back. That technique and hunger to score. And it needs to be. I think this is where the manager has got a big decision in his hand, because it's not the other way around. It's not like Aubameyang had a bad game against Man United. Martinelli came on and scored. It's the other way around. It's Aubameyang had a stinker against Newcastle, and now he has to make the decision who to bring in against Man United, and that's a massive game. They've got a new manager in there. They're going to be hyped up for the game. Their fans are going to be hyped up for the game, and any game against Man United, especially at Old Trafford, is going to be a tough one for Arsenal. Does he even turn his head? He just received the ball, doesn't even scan the pitch. Yeah, 100%, because he knows where everyone is. He's already scanned it. He's already scanned it, mate. He's already scanned it. Lacazette 5, maybe a 4. No, you've got to give him a 5 for at least side netting. Come on, Glenn.
Side netting. Yeah.
All right. That is all we have time for. So the results are in. We're actually going to get them up on the page, so you can get these two about their ratings. So yeah, that's going to be up on the Arsenal show Twitter later on tonight. So yeah, we have their tags in it, so you can question their ratings. Steve started off very happy, then slowly used all up his energy towards the end. It was like Arsenal so far this season when it comes to starting games. Like first 20 minutes, like hitting the peak, and then slowly just came down to Lacazette and Aubameyang. I don't know how we dug out Lacazette today. He was only on for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But Aubameyang got stinker of the day. Just invented that one because it's winding me up at the moment. And it looks like who got man of the match? Tavares? Are you saying Tavares?
I'd say Tavares. I don't know what Jerome would say.
Tavares gets a man of the match. So Tavares gets man of the match. MOM is Tavares. I think we forgot the manager. What are you giving Arteta today before we go, Steve?
8. Yeah, he did the job. It's clean sheet again, another clean sheet. Good substitutions. 8.
Jerome, what are you giving Mikel Arteta?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The only thing is, when Saka went down, just get him off. Don't keep him on the pitch to see how it is.
I thought that.
You know what I mean?
The
managers always seem to do that. Like, I think we were 1-0 up at the time. We were 1-0 up at the time. Like, we've got a few subs. Don't risk him because it's not worth it.
Big games.
Who do you blame though? Do you blame the manager or do you blame the trainer? Because they're always giving it some of this, aren't they? I
don't know how much managers believe players though. Like, I don't know how much they properly listen. You go and you sure, especially when you're doing well and they want you. Are you sure you want to come off? Like, just give it a run out, right? See if you can run it off. Like, boss, my leg's hanging off. Like, just see if you can run it off. Like, no, I'm done, mate. Because it was clear because he was down for quite a while, got back up, and he was down again. Because I just remembered that the play had gone on after that, after he was down initially, and then he was down again. And I was like, yeah, just get him off. So yeah, thank you for joining us today. Why not? As usual, there he is. Johnny is in there always. Russ is back again. And Glenn 10 is there as well. Thank you very much for joining us today, boys. Thanks for joining us today, Steve.
Yep, nice one, mate. Cheers.
And I'm doing it again. Thanks for joining us again, Jerome.
Yeah, pleasure. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone else. Peace out. Stay safe and wash your hands.